So this is just a short video here, why you shouldn't dry fire some guns. This is a Colt single action army. It was made in 2012, and I bought it used. It had some dings on it, but I noticed when I was cocking the hammer back, um, it was a little rough to move it over. And then, you can see here's a cartridge. See if I can get this to focus. I might not be able to show this to you because it's kind of a faint line. Maybe I can catch it in the light. You can probably see the difference in the light. What's happening is, as the cartridge swings around, it's dragging on these burrs on the edge of this firing pin recoil shield deal. I can't remember the official term for this, but basically they press this in. It's a piece of hardened steel. But the edges there are pretty thin because the recoil shield is a cone-shaped item. So that's the problem, is there's some burrs here on this, and as I bring this is a good tight gun, and as I bring this around like so, the brass is catching on that burr. And how did this happen? Well, you've got a firing pin here. I don't know if I can get this to focus, but you got the firing pin right here. It comes up through this hole, and if you dry fire this thing a bunch without snap caps in, what stops the firing pin and the hammer from motion is the edges here. And one of the things I did was I took a Sharpie and I marked this whole thing with a Sharpie, and then I put some brass here, all these empty brass cases that have been fired, causing the problems. I put them in the cylinder here, put that back in the gun, and it basically spun it around a bunch, and it literally marked for me exactly where the high spots were. And so that's what you see in the white there. I've actually been going back and forth on this, working with stones, real fine ruby stones. And one thing to note how I'm doing this, just a little tip here. I've actually been taking Scotch tape. Scotch tape, I think, is around 2000s, and I made sure this was clean pretty good. I laid down the Scotch tape along here, and then I come in with the stones like this at various angles, and I've got it just very slowly going at it, and at a slight up angle, nothing crazy. But that Scotch tape, what it does is it allows me to keep my focus here on what I'm trying to slowly take down, and also not have to worry about hitting the color case hardening, especially this side on the loading gate. I have another piece that runs over here. So that's just a quick video on why you should not dry fire single action armies, or at least the ones where your firing pin and this piece are what stops the whole thing from going forward, because all that force in that little tiny area, that thin wall there near the edge, just can't take that. I'm sure this dry fired a bunch. Like I said, I got this used, so I'm not really familiar with its previous owner, how he used it, but I'm guessing he dry fired it a bunch. So just quick video, FYI.